morning's special ceremony, and thank you for attending. I'm Colonel Randy Sparks, Farmington High School's Air Force JROTC Senior Instructor, and I'm also your MC for this event. At this time, will you please rise and remove your caps for the singing of the national anthem by the Farmington High School Choraleers, as well as the presentation of colors. Now, we will honor each of our military services with a service song medley performed by the Farmington High School Black Knight Marching Band. Veterans in the audience, when your service song is played, please rise to be recognized. Next, we will observe a moment of remembrance for prisoners of war and those missing in action.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you look to my right, you may have noticed a small table in a place of honor. It is set for one. This table is our way of symbolizing the fact that members of our profession of arms are missing from our midst. They are commonly called POWs or MIAs. We call them brothers. They are unable to be with us today, so let us remember them. This table set for one is small. It symbolizes the frailty of one prisoner alone against his oppressors. Remember. The tablecloth is white. It symbolizes the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call to arms. Remember. The single red rose displayed in a vase reminds us of the families and loved ones, our comrades in arms, who keep the faith awaiting their return. Remember. The yellow ribbon tied so prominently on the vase is reminiscent of the yellow ribbon worn upon the lapel and breasts of thousands who bear witness to their unyielding determination to demand a proper accounting of our missing. Remember, the candle is lit, symbolizing the upward reach of their unconquerable spirit. Remember, the slice of lemon is on the bread plate to remind us of their bitter fate. Remember, the salt upon the bread plate, symbolic of the family's tears as they wait. Remember, the glass is inverted. They cannot toast with us today. Remember, the chair is empty. They are not here to celebrate with us. Remember, all of you who served with them and called them comrades, who depended upon their might and their aid and relied upon them, for surely they have not forsaken you. Remember, until the day they come home, always remember.
You may be seated. Now I'd like to introduce the coordinator of today's Honor Flight Tour for Veterans, Mr. Jerry Stevens.
Good morning. I want to thank the students, the faculty, and guests for being here and giving us this fantastic celebration. It's really moving in many ways, and we sure appreciate it. We'll be leaving here and heading for St. Louis to the airport, and there we'll fly to Washington, D.C. When we get there, we'll be going by the Pentagon, and then on to the hotel tonight. Tomorrow we'll get up and we'll start visiting Arlington Cemetery, Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, Iwo Jima, which is a Marine memorial, Korean memorial, Vietnam memorial, World They'll probably fill the day then, and Sunday, before we leave out, we'll go to the U.S. Capitol, the White House, and the American Disabled for Life Memorial. And that's a new one. It's been there about 3 years. It is really nice. As time permits, we'll go to others like Martin Luther King, Jefferson Memorial, and Roosevelt Memorial. Again, I want to thank you for this fantastic send-off. It means a lot. And we don't have anyone with us from this area this trip. We surrounding area and stuff. But if you have a veteran in your family, father, mother, sister, aunt, uncle, whatever, be sure and put them on Veterans on a Tour Facebook page, and there's applications there for you to fill out and send in to us, and we'll be making another trip. Okay? Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you, Mr. Sneather. Now I'd like to introduce the Chief of Staff of the United States Department of Veterans Affairs, Mr. Donald Gagliano.
Thank you, and let me just say, you all look terrific and you sound terrific. You need, let's how about it? You make me remember my high school days. I was a Black Knight, by the way, I'm a West Point graduate. And you're making me feel young. How about you? Does this make you feel young? So all of your presence here was worthwhile, if for no other reason. Bring back memories. That's what this is about. It's about memories that you can't forget. You don't want to forget. I get a little emotional, so bear with me. I think I was just reading yesterday about a West Point graduate who launched into shuttle with the 2 other astronauts from Kazakhstan, and he was a surgeon, as a matter of fact. So, chief of staff means I'm a physician. I'm a retina surgeon. It's the back of the eye. I know that seems small space, but very complex. And this surgeon was an astronaut and spent some time serving with. He was actually an emergency room physician, serving with Special Operations Forces, and he said, I deployed into combat with the Special Operations Forces. And the memory of that far exceeds the memory of going to space, because it's the greatest honor I've ever had. You deserve what this is all about. Enjoy the memorials, but enjoy the time together. Enjoy being with the spirit of fellow warriors. It's always been said that the indomitable spirit of the American warrior is what wins wars. And that will never end. From what I see here today, I can tell you, I believe that that's a message that you can take with you as you embark on the honor flight. What a great thing that Jerry, his wife, and others have given to you, given all those who deserve to be honored. As Chief of Staff at the Veterans Hospital, it's my responsibility to maintain that spirit of thankfulness and giving to all veterans who served over the years, and every veteran I come in touch with, to me, gives me thrill every day. I spent 30 plus years in the military, retired as an Army colonel, and I too had an opportunity to see some combat in the first year of Desert Shield of Operation Rocky Freedom. I too had a chance to work with POWs, and I'd like to think that the little impact I made hopefully have a lasting impression on somebody somewhere. The impact you made, never forget it. Will have a lasting impression on somebody somewhere. You know who that is. So let me say that today we're here to honor you. It's an honor for us to honor you. Never forget that you're among the few who stood up and said, I will, I can, I have. And we'll do it again, probably, if ever anyone asked you to serve. I saw you standing tall when the service songs were being played. That sense of pride never goes away, and it never shall. So remember it, embrace it, enjoy this, make this another new memory in your service to our great nation. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for what you've done. And God bless you. Enjoy this. You deserve it.
Ladies and gentlemen, students, faculty, administrators, community guests, and veterans, I'm honored to speak with you today on this unique and special occasion where we honor our service members, both past and present, remember their sacrifices, and recognize the courage it takes to defend our nation's freedoms. Students and faculty, you're here this morning to participate in a noble effort. It's the sole nonprofit mission of the Honor Flight Network to honor America's veterans for all their sacrifices. They transport our heroes to Washington, D.C. to visit and reflect at their national war memorials. They provide our veterans with honor and closure in the form of a trip that many can never afford or arrange on their own. These heroes with us today are on their way to our nation's capital for one more military tour of honor. We're here this morning to thank them and encourage them on this special journey. Veterans, this week, our school has paid special tribute to all of you, as well as those currently serving in our military, through our homecoming theme for this year, A Night to Remember. Today, our parade floats are not decorated with Superman, the Hulk, or Spider-Man. This year, our homecoming parade floats honor real-life superheroes from the Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, and the Air Force. We do this, veterans, to honor you. We do this to reflect on our freedoms and the price paid to preserve them. We salute you and thank you because while our school colors are proudly black and gold, our hearts bleed a rich red, white, and blue. During World War II, Winston Churchill remarked that never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. Students, you know we owe much to these veterans. The writer Michael de Montaigne once said, "Valor is stability, not of legs and arms, but of courage and the soul." Today and every day we honor our heroes, remember their achievements, their courage, and their dedication to duty. But mostly we thank them for their sacrifices. And as we visit with the heroes who join with us in this group today, we're reminded as well of those here with us, who are here with us only in spirit. We stand in the midst of true patriots, and while they nobly did their duty on behalf of us, we now do our duty in honoring them and their families. Students, the veterans we honor today came from all walks of life, but share some fundamental qualities we should all hope to emulate in our own lives. Courage, pride, determination, selflessness, dedication, and the integrity to do what's right, no matter the danger in doing so. Now I'm going to quote a famous speech by Abraham Lincoln, and students, you'll bear with me because while Abraham Lincoln fancied himself a plain speaker, this quote kind of goes in some curves, so hang in there. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work for which they fought here for us that thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us. That these honored dead, we take increased devotion to that cause for which they here gave that last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that a government for the people, of the people, by the people, and for the people should not perish on the earth. That's a little twisty-turvy, so let me give it a simpler one for you. Sweet words of Catherine Lee Bates. Oh, beautiful, for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine. You may recognize these words of the third verse of America the Beautiful. I submit to you this morning, America's beauty comes not from its gold, or from its amber waves of grain. I submit that America's beauty comes foremost from the strength and courage of our veterans and their families, who more than self their country loved in liberating strife. We owe them our gratitude, and we honor them and the memories of those with whom they served. Each generation of America's warriors have prayed that their war be the end of war, that mankind see no more of conflict, of tyranny, of oppression. Sadly, though each fight was heroically won, the price of freedom remains high, and there are still payments to be made. Thus, I know these great Americans with us this morning would each respond to our attentions with a proud but humble statement such as, "You're welcome, but remember we still have thousands on the battlefields of the world today, still standing watch, still fighting freedom's fight, still paying the price. Please honor them as well." And of course, students, we respond yes. While millions have served, less than 1% of today's Americans have served. Those that do, like these among us today, deserve our gratitude. But these here today represent that great generation when history and freedom beckoned, and so many answered, and answered so very well. Today's heroes in our military have fine role models to live up to, role models like those with us here this morning. Veterans, we wish you a very pleasant and fulfilling journey. God bless you all. God bless your families. Thank you, and may God continue to bless our great United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please join me in one more round of applause in honor of our guests. Shortly, you're dismissed to fifth hour class. This concludes today's ceremony. Thank you.
You want me to just pan all the
Lunch
way out?
does not begin until 10:55, so go to your fifth